remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create Arroz con Pulpo or Octopus rice. Very simple. So clearly you're going to need some octopus. I have baby octopus. You can use the large one. This one I'm going to cut. I'm going to show you how to do that. I also have some of the octopus, the water that I used to boil this octopus. And I'm going to show you how to do that later in the video. This one I did yesterday, and I put this in the refrigerator. And so it's ready for the next day. You can do the same day. But I'm going to show you how to do that. I have out here about 1.5 cups of rice. Therefore, I have sufficient water or broth. Couple tomatoes that are grated because I don't want to use the canned stuff. Half an onion, yellow onion. I have some lemons and lime left. I can use some of that. Salt, smoked paprika, about 4 or 5 teaspoons of garlic, that means. I have some saffron. That's optional. You want to use it. I'm going to put it a little touch. And here I have about half of the red pepper that I have left. Cut and slice. I may or may not use it. Still thinking about it. How to tenderize octopus. Now here I have baby octopus, so it's going to be simpler. But whether they are baby octopus or big octopus, adult, if you buy fresh, make sure you freeze that baby. Put it in the freezer for 2 or 3 days, because what that does is take care of the internal water of the octopus. Make it easier to cook later. Then you put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw for about a day or 2, maybe 3 days. Whether you bought it frozen or you froze and then you put it in the refrigerator. Then I put it in water here, as you see here. Then the next step is you're going to boil it. If you have a big octopus, whether they're big or small, you don't want them to go, the skin to go into a shock because of the change of temperature. So what you do is submerge, leave. Do this 3 times. 6, 7 seconds, right? Maybe 8. Submerge, leave, and let it go. And do the same with the other ones. Grab one. And this is critical for the adult octopus, okay? These are already cleaned, by the way. You know, if you buy an adult octopus, ask them to clean it if it's fresh. That way it's clean. This one was frozen already. So, not a big deal, okay? And you do that with all of them, and then you let it cook or boil for about 30 minutes, maybe 40. Say about 33, 35 minutes later. Yeah, soft. They're ready. Turn this off. You're going to get them out here. If you can strain them, that's fine. You just don't want the water. Now, this water you're not going to throw away because you can use this water to cook some rice or whatever, okay? This water I'm going to put aside because I call this like stock of some sort. So I have these baby octopuses. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut them in different sizes. Some of them, I'm going to leave them kind of large if they look pretty. And some are just going to cut it in pieces. It's that simple. So you're going to cook this with the rice, okay? The ones that they're kind of big or long, I'm going to put these 2 or 3 maybe 4 aside, while the other ones are cut in pieces, okay? I had this medium high. Actually, I had this high heat for now because I'm going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, okay? And then, going to let it heat for a tiny bit, for a few seconds. And I'm going to add the onions. In essence, what I'm doing, I'm preparing a sofrito. But the sofrito, I'm going to make it tomato base. Minus the pepper. Let me lower the heat to a couple notches above medium. And you're going to do this for about a minute. Say about 3 minutes later. 3 minutes, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the garlic. Mix it up well. You don't want the garlic to burn. And this garlic is minced. Ooh, smells delicious. And I'm going to add the chopped octopus. This chopped octopus, huh? Let's mix it up. Let me lower the heat to medium for now. The tomato sauce. Tomato sauce. Let me add some of the smoked paprika. It's about a teaspoon, a little bit over a teaspoon maybe. Let me add a little, some salt. Don't go crazy. And whether you add the water first, or the stock, or the broth, or the rice, it doesn't matter. So let me add the rice first, because it gave me an idea of how much liquid I need to add. So let me mix it up well. Yeah, that gave me a better idea. There are different ways of doing this. You could have an estimation of the broth, you know, maybe 2 cups, then the rice, but then you might have to add more, whatever. But what I'm going to do is, let me go with 2 cups. That looks pretty good actually. Let me measure. I'm trying to have about 1 inch to 1/4 inch above. That's pretty fine. Let me add a tiny bit more, just to be safe. Just a tiny bit more. Let me move it once. Let me increase the heat to high again. What it does that, let me give it a quick taste to see how it's doing in salt. Pretty good. I have some saffron. You don't need a lot of this, a few strings would do. You know, about 4 or 5, maybe 7 strings. Ooh, look at the smell. This smells delicious. And I want the heat to go up, okay? That's what I want. I want the heat to go up. To stop boiling a little bit before I reduce it. Starting to boil. Let me turn it down to medium. Squeeze a lemon. Not a lemon, just a little bit like that. Dealing with seafood, so let's squeeze some lemon there. Just a little bit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this baby and let it cook. So it's been about 15 minutes. And actually, the best way of knowing the time is not time, but that this actually, water has evaporated somehow and somewhat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stir this. This is no paella, so it has to be stirred, right? Carefully. Want to stir it carefully, so it doesn't get too crazy. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cover it and let it go for 5 minutes, okay? Still about medium, maybe a notch below medium. Let it go for 5 to see what happens. I want to see what happens. So about 4 minutes later. 4 minutes, huh? So what I'm going to do another stir. Lift, down. Lift and down. Put the heat to low. Going to have some of the saffron or pegao. That's fine. Lift, down. And what I'm going to do, kind of spread it a little bit because final touch. Remember this longer octopus? I'm going to put some on the top. Some of this pepper, which by the way, I was heating it up. This is optional. Kind of soften it, you know. It's very simple. I'm going to put some aluminum foil because I want to cover it closer. I don't want to have any air between the rice and the heat. I want to go up, and I'm going to let this go for about 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. Voila! Look at this beauty, huh? Look at this beauty. Let me turn this off.